If someone were killed with a gun in London, people would remember the sound. If someone were stabbed, they would remember the blood. But in September 1978, a man was murdered in London without a scream, without a struggle, and without anyone realizing a crime had taken place. People walked past him, cars moved on, a bus arrived on schedule, and the man who had already been killed was still standing. The day nothing happened, the city was calm, not dramatically calm, not eerily calm, just ordinary. London did what London always does, moved forward without noticing who it was leaving behind. Georgi Markov stood near a bus stop on Waterloo Bridge, waiting. He wasn't hiding, he wasn't running, he wasn't afraid. That mattered, because fear is usually the last warning people get. Instead, he felt something else. A brief, sharp pain in the back of his leg. Not enough to scream, not enough to fall, just enough to interrupt a thought. Markov turned. A man stood behind him holding an umbrella. The stranger looked embarrassed, almost apologetic. He muttered a few words in a foreign accent, bent down to retrieve the umbrella, and disappeared into the crowd. That was all. No confrontation, no raised voices, no witnesses who remembered a face. Only a moment, already dissolving into the noise of the city. Markov didn't know it yet, but the most important thing about his life had just ended. His body simply hadn't caught up. Why he had to die? Georgi Markov wasn't a soldier. He wasn't a spy. He wasn't armed. He was something more difficult to silence. He was a writer. In Bulgaria, he had once been celebrated. His plays were performed. His books were praised. He was welcomed into elite circles where power felt safe enough to speak freely. That was the mistake. Markov saw how the regime behaved when it thought no one was listening, and then he left. In exile, he discovered something more dangerous than freedom, an audience. From London, through the BBC World Service and Radio Free Europe, Markov spoke about what life inside Bulgaria's communist system really looked like. Corruption wrapped in ideology, privilege disguised as equality. His words crossed borders. They reached people who were never supposed to hear them, and they reached men who understood exactly how dangerous belief could be. In Cold War logic, Markov was not a dissident. He was a structural weakness. The decision. The Bulgarian secret police wanted silence, but silence had to look natural. A shooting would provoke outrage. A stabbing would leave witnesses. A public poisoning would demand answers. So they chose a death that wouldn't announce itself. They asked for help, and the help came from an organization that had perfected the art of killing without urgency, the KGB. The plan was not to kill Markov on the bridge. The plan was to let him walk away, to let the city forget him, and to let his own body finish the job. The weapon. The umbrella was chosen for one reason. No one is afraid of an umbrella. It doesn't look like a weapon. It doesn't feel like a threat. Inside its tip was a compressed gas mechanism designed to fire something almost weightless. The projectile was a metal pellet smaller than a grain of rice. Drilled into it were two microscopic holes. Inside those holes was enough poison to end a human life slowly, quietly, and without reversal. The poison that understands time. Ricin does not rush. It has no smell, no taste, no immediate pain. Once inside the body, it begins a process that cannot be felt, but cannot be stopped. Cells lose the ability to sustain themselves. Proteins stop forming. Tissues weaken. Organs don't fail together. They fail one at a time. The body remains conscious while it quietly dismantles itself. There is no antidote, and this is the part no one at the bus stop could have known. By the time the first symptom appears, survival is already impossible. The body is only waiting to understand what has happened to it. The night his body betrayed him. That evening, Markov began to feel unwell. By night, the fever arrived. By morning, standing required effort. In the hospital, doctors searched for answers and found nothing. No infection, no visible injury, no explanation that made sense. Meanwhile, his organs began shutting down in sequence. Not suddenly, deliberately. The pain never peaked high enough to lose consciousness. It stayed just low enough to endure. His own body became something unfamiliar, something hostile. Between waves of agony, Markov mentioned the umbrella. At first, it sounded absurd. Then they found the pellet. The execution confirmed. After 4 days of suffering, Georgi Markov died. The autopsy revealed what his body already knew. The pellet was still there, perfectly engineered, perfectly concealed, designed to disappear only after its work was complete. This was not an accident. This was not revenge. This was a message delivered with scientific patience. A murder without consequences. British intelligence traced the method to Eastern Bloc intelligence services. Everything pointed toward Bulgarian state security, with assistance from the KGB. And then the trail stopped. Files were sealed. Suspects were protected. Governments denied everything. No arrests, no trials, no official resolution. The umbrella vanished. What the death was meant to say, the message was never meant for London. It was meant for anyone listening quietly, anywhere behind the Iron Curtain. Exile will not save you. Distance will not protect you. Your voice can still be reached. Markov was silenced. The fear was not. The object that never meant the same thing again. An umbrella is meant to protect. On Waterloo Bridge, it became something else. Proof that the most effective weapons don't look dangerous. They look ordinary. They blend into crowds. They brush past you. And by the time you feel them, they are already part of you. Final lock. Georgi Markov didn't die in secrecy. He died in public, surrounded by people who never realized they were watching a man being murdered. And history, what the lost past exists to uncover, would later understand something unsettling. Sometimes the Cold War wasn't fought with armies or missiles. Sometimes it happened at a bus stop, with an umbrella and a poison that knew how to wait. This is the lost past.